All right, now the Festool system, and I say system because it is an entire system. The Festool plunge saws are designed to be used on these metal rails, and I don't really recommend them to be used without the aluminum rails. The bottom of the rail has a non-slip surface on the bottom so that when you set them down in place, they don't slide at all. It also has a removable and replaceable splinter guard that's made out of a rubber substance that self-stick on the back. When you get the rails new, the splinter guard is wide, so when you make a cut through this, what are you doing?
I'm just trying to see how this works.
It actually becomes both your cut line and a splinter guard, so you can cut cross-cut wood veneers, oak veneers, melamines, plywoods, anything like that without any splintering because the blade is coming up into the rubber splinter guard. Now, if the edge you're using is too short, you can easily lengthen it by using these connectors. And the connector slides, as you can see, into the next rail. And you lock it down, except I got to get my glasses on here so I can see the screws much better. You lock the rail down with 4 screws. The old style had one set of connectors, and this rail is a little bit wider. Some of you that are watching the show might recognize that these have green Teflon runners on them. This is new, and they're a wider stance as well. You flip the rail over. There's another connector in the bottom. Now, I just happen to keep my connectors in the bottom like this. They don't come like that. But it's a good way to keep them. You can keep them stored. All right, so we're going to lock these down. All right, now we're ready to flip it over and set it on our piece of wood. Now, one of the big advantages that I've found to this, for woodworkers especially, is you can take a piece of rough sawn lumber, and rather than having to run it through the joiner or any type of a fixture on the table saw, all you have to do is lay your rail down and you'll get a precise straight cut that you can now size it on the table saw with. Now, I mentioned that in most instances you don't need to clamp the rail in place. We will, and if you choose to do so, you can do so by using a clamp like this that slips up underneath, comes up and locks in, or Ken's going to show you on the other end the ratchet clamp, which will slide in there and you can just squeeze the trigger. But as you can see, we made it through the cut just fine. Unlock these, the clamps. And you can see we got a perfectly straight cut. Now this piece of timber is ready to go back into the table saw and rip it down.